Hi and welcome back to my channel. It's Monday the 12th of July 2021. It's just after 9:30 in the morning. I had intended to put a video up on Friday or Saturday, but you know, the time just runs away with me. And to be perfectly honest with you, they're two of my busiest days of the week. So here we are again Monday morning. But it's probably the best morning for me because I have nothing generally planned for a Monday morning other than a good long walk. Bit of body magic. Right, where am I at? So last week it was for F is for fessing up and facing up and all those things. Well, I did fess up and I did face up to it. But do you know, there's something in me that just can't quite grasp reality. There's part of my head which is going, it'll be all right, don't worry about it, just carry on. And the thing is, I'm carrying on doing 50% good and 50% bad. Consequently, on Friday when I weighed in, I had a £1.5, I think it was £1.5, might have been a £1 gain. But all those things said, I was not 100% on plan all week, so it was what I deserved. I am struggling. I am struggling, but I'm not struggling with the plan, I'm not struggling with life, I'm just struggling with myself. It's almost like my head, I've got this duality where part of me is going, you need to do this, and the other part of me is going, yeah, I will, sometime when, you know. There's like no urgency in me. So what I've had to do really is actually make myself do things I don't want to do, which is not like me at all, because generally I do what I want to do. I please myself, I don't have to please anybody else. I am my own woman, I make my own decisions, I have my own finance. I'm not answerable to anybody except me. And I'm usually a very, very strong and positive person. But at the moment, that strength is kind of turning against me and becoming self-sabotage and self-destruction. So I've got to turn it around, and instead of saying, yes, Jane, you can do what you want, you can have what you want, you can go where you want, I'm having to say, you are going to bite the bullet, and you are going to do what you don't want to do, and you are going to go where you don't want to go, and you're going to stop spending money on unnecessary things. And you're going to get on with your life, and you're going to get back to where you really want to be. Because sitting here this morning, I am conscious, you know, the weight that I've put on, which takes me over 11.5 stone, I'm sure. Probably more like 11.11, something like that. I've just literally wiped 5 years off my slimming journey. Because I'm back to where I was 5 years ago. Now, yeah, I'm alive and I'm kicking, and I'm not totally miserable, and I'm not totally unhealthy, save for the fact that my right hip is giving me a bit of jip because of the weight. I'm still walking 5 miles a day. I'm still blessed to have good friends. I'm still blessed to be financially secure. I've got my own home, it's paid for. We've got a car, it's paid for. I've got no major stressors except some friends who are poorly and my husband and that. But you know, those people aren't bringing me down because those people are being very positive. It's me that's bringing me down. It's that part of my consciousness or subconsciousness or whatever you call it that is going, oh, don't worry about it. You can do it sometime when. And you know, those thoughts and those feelings were what got me to 22 stone in the first place. If I'm not careful, I'm going to end up back there. Now, I am going to say something here which I do hope the lady I'm speaking about never sees. I don't think she would ever watch my channel. If I am totally honest, and I want to be totally honest, I know exactly what pushed me down this road. I watched a video, I've mentioned it before on my previous videos, that just about broke my heart. I watched a video of a lady who weighed what I weighed at the time, which was around 9 stone 2. She had been a much bigger lady, and she's a very, very nice lady. But I watched a video of her coming back and actually admitting and facing up to the fact that she had regained a lot of weight. So the first video I watched, I was like smiling because, hey, we weigh the same. We're both 9 stone 2. The second video I watched, and she said what she weighed exactly what I weighed when I started. And that just about broke me because I could see myself making that same journey. And what I'm doing now, going up and up and up, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I am doing it to myself because I don't ever want to, how can I explain it? It's a crazy way of looking at it, but I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want it to just occur. So it's almost like I'm taking responsibility for it happening to me. Does anybody see what I mean? Does that make any sense to anybody? If it just happened to me overnight, sorry, I shouldn't clap my hands on the video. If it just happened to me overnight, that would be one of those things in life that is out of your control, that just happens to you, and you find yourself in that place, like somebody who is unfortunate enough to break an arm, break a leg, something like that. You know, you can get up in the morning, you're never expecting to do something like that. I could quite see myself waking up one morning and being back to 22 stone. And that's what, it shook me, it scared me, it upset me. So instead, it's almost like a part of my brain has taken hold of the, don't worry, we'll do it together and we'll do it gradually so that you're never going to wake up one morning and be shocked. Does anybody see where I'm coming from? But the thing is, I did wake up one morning and I was shocked because I woke up one morning and I thought, hang on a minute, my clothes are not fitting. I've got 15 pairs of trousers that today do not fit me. I've got some that do, but the thing is, the bottom half of my body has not increased nearly as much as the top half. I always carry more weight on the top half of my body. I'm uncomfortable in my clothes.
Sorry.
Are you okay? I'm uncomfortable in my clothes, I'm limited in what I can wear, and all of these feelings added together still don't seem to be enough to give me the kick up the backside that I need to just go back to doing what I was doing. I like this plan 99% of the time. I enjoy this plan 99% of the time. But it's almost at the moment like I want to do this plan 1% of the time. Yes, I can see the cracks in Slimming World. I could write a book about them, but nothing's perfect. One of the things that struck me this weekend, there's a vegan sausage that Joe's introduced me to, a beetroot one made by Heck, and I really like it. It's, have you got the packaging still, Joe? Because you were reading it to me the other day. Oh, that's it. I asked you to keep it. Now, on this packet, it gives you the ingredients of the sausage, and in my reckoning, this sausage is 58% speed food. Can you read the ingredients, Joe?
So the first ingredients: beetroot at 47%, carrot at 11%, and then pea flour, pickled beetroot, red onion.
What percentage of pickled beetroot and red onion does it say?
It doesn't say for those.
Okay.
Then the next one is sunflower seeds at 5%, horseradish 5%.
So if the pickled beetroot and the red onion is above the sunflower seeds at 5%,
yeah,
that means there has to be more than 5% of those in it.
Yeah, they're going to be a good percentage.
So there's got to be at least 68% of speed food in these sausages. Calorie-wise, how many calories are they, Joe?
For one sausage is 53 calories, but that's pan-fried.
That's the point I was just going to make, which was something we picked up on yesterday. When it gives you a calorie value for something pan-fried, it's including the oil you're frying it in. We don't fry things like that. We do them in the air fryer with no oil. So even though it says 53 calories pan-fried, I would still happily, if I was counting calories, count 53 calories for that. How many sins are there, Joe?
The 1.5 each, aren't they?
Right, 1.5 each. But that is pan-fried. But I'm still happy.
It says for best results, pan-fried, put in a medium heat pan, add a little oil and pan-fried. Yeah.
Yeah, so the calorie values they give you is when they're cooked, isn't it?
Yeah,
on that packet. Yeah. Right. I don't use oil for cooking, but I'm still happy to count 1.5 sins per sausage. I had 3 yesterday, counted 4.5 sins for them. But what does make me smile is Slimming World keeps telling me, pardon me please, Slimming World keeps telling me, eat speed, eat speed, eat speed, fill your plate up with speed food, at least 1/3. I watch people who do the plan, work it well, lose weight. They eat more speed food than they do free food. In fact, a lot of people lean very much towards SP. I don't know whether they realise they are. You see a lot of people eat very little grains, very little pasta, very little potatoes, very little bread, and it's working for them, okay? But I get myself backed into a corner when I read something like that, where that has got to be at least 68% speed food. But it's 1.5 sins per sausage. It's 53 calories, which equates, if we do the 20 calorie rule, to approximately 1.5 sins per sausage. But in my head, you see, that doesn't make sense because it's 68% speed food, which is free. So I'm kind of like, if I ran those numbers through the Slimming World Sin calculator, just using the ingredients, not counting for the oil, what are they going to come up as then? And these are the things with Slimming World that when I'm in this state of mind, I struggle with. Now, the fact that I counted 4.5 sins for 3 of those sausages yesterday is pretty irrelevant, because yesterday I actually had 6 sins for the day, because I never go below 5. So I had 6 for the day yesterday. So it doesn't really matter, but it messes with my head.
Yeah, because like me, I'd eat the whole pack of these, and that would be 9 sins for me. But
Yeah.
I could have a whole pack of Linda McCartney ones, and they'd be free.
And yet, how many calories is there in the Linda McCartney
The
red onion? Same.
The same. It's like 100 and something for 2.
So they're the same calories as a Linda McCartney red onion and rosemary. Both sausages are vegan.
Yeah.
And yet one is 1.5 sins and the other is free. So you could eat 6, I mean he always has 6 sausages, you could eat 6 of the Linda McCartney red onion and rosemary.
Mhm.
And if you were counting calories, you'd be counting the same calories as eating those.
Yeah, both.
But
Would
if
be
you were
300
counting
for a pack,
sins
wouldn't it?
like I am, that would be 9 sins.
Yeah, one would be 9 and one would be 0.
Yeah. I think there's part of me would like to contact, and I may well do this, would like to contact Slimming World and actually get them to properly look at vegan foods.
And pay the premium number.
Oh yeah, ring them on their premium number, yeah. I don't think I'll be doing that. It might be an email. To actually get them to look at a lot of their vegan foods, because proportionally, some of the sins seem way out on vegan foods. But having said that, it's quite funny because Joe eats this thing called, what did you have this morning? No.
What the club?
What the Cluck, which is a soya-based product made to taste and look like pieces of chicken. And Joe really likes it. Now, did we say that's sin-free?
No, I don't think so.
No. But when on the cooking instructions, it says fry in 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. Now, again, we don't do that. We put it in the air fryer. And this is something I would like to encourage people with. Years ago, I bought an Active Fry. I hated it. Then, a couple of years ago, in a moment of madness, I bought another one, and then I sold it to my consultant because I never used it. But a lady who watches my channel, Susan One and Only, recommended the Tefal Fry Delight. And you know, thanks Susan, because we use that every day. I do not like an Active Fry. The Active Fry we had was the one with a paddle in it, which just shoves your food around all the time. The Fry Delight cooks like a dream. I love it so much so I just bought my brother one for his birthday. What a pleasure. I mean, the things we cook in that come out beautifully, and we never put any oil in it. You can, it says you can use a minimal amount of oil, but we've never put any oil in ours, have we?
No. And sometimes use it 3 times a day.
Yeah, sometimes we use it 3 times a day. It's one of the best kitchen devices we've ever purchased. And it does make a difference to your cooking. But all that being said, where am I at? I feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place. I really do. I feel like I know I can get back to where I was. But part of me is like at a total loss as to understand where I got from where I was to where I am now. Because I've undone 5 years' work in 5 months. It's that easy. And maybe that should be the point of my video today for anybody watching this who is in a good place, who is at their ideal weight, who is in their comfortable body. Be mindful, because you can wind the clock back a lot faster than it went forward. Because I know, in theory, and probably in practice, it's going to take me months to get back to where I was. I know I can do it, but I've still got a head full of resentment and anger, and I'm cross with myself. I'm really cross with myself, because I do feel almost like I woke up one morning last week thinking, Jiminy Cricket, crikey Moses, how did I get from there to here? And it's that easy. The first part of lockdown I was doing fine. The second part of lockdown I was doing fine. It was the third one that got me. But I'm not blaming lockdown, because everything that's happened to me I've done to myself. It's been choices. So there we are. I'm going forward. I am doing the best I can for today. Thanks to Joan in Ireland, who said, you know, one meal at a time, not a week at a time, just look at one meal at a time. I know what I'm going to eat today. I know it's going to be on plan. It's all in my head. I've got the food prepped and all that sort of thing. It is just getting back into those handy and good habits that will save me. And at the moment, I think I've got my idle head on. You know, my dad used to say, a lot of this nation suffer from a disease called idleitis. Yeah, I'm one of them, Dad. Because I am probably one of the laziest people I've ever met. I just don't, sometimes I'm not bothered. You know, I can take it or leave it most of life. I can just take it or leave it. I want to be proactive again. I have prepped food and stuff. I've got things in the fridge ready and prepped. But I'm not, and I get up first thing in the morning and I make my breakfast and everything like that. I've got the habits there. I just need to implement them again. So that's where I'm going this week. Oh, but the biggest decision I've made, and I nearly forgot to tell you, I'm going back to group. Do you know, I have commented so many times on other people's channels and said, do you know what I think would help you? Would be getting into a group. You know, when I've watched people who've done Slimming World on their own for years, or who have been Slimming World members then decided to go alone. I mean, there are a lot of people who do Slimming World who never ever join a group because they like to do things solely, in isolation, shall we say. But there are people who've, and I've done it several times over the years, gone to group, got a decent result, and then thought, why am I paying what is now £5.95 a week when I can get my own scales at home? I can do this. Most of us lose it at that point. Some people don't. But I honestly believe, and I know I've said this over the 5 or 6 years I've been making videos, that I need to be in a group. Now, during the lockdown, I have not wanted to put myself in that place. Then we get back to, I've done a few Zoom meetings, but then we get back to group where you can literally go in, weigh and come out. Again, I didn't want to put myself in that place. I couldn't see the point of that for me. I know for some people it was right, but for me, I need to go back to group. So I've messaged my consultant and made a commitment to go to group on Friday of this week. What I weigh won't matter. I am what I am, and I will weigh what I weigh. And there's no magic thing that is going to get me onto those scales on Friday and make me a stone lighter than I am today. In fact, when I get on those scales on Friday, I'll probably be heavier than I am on my own scales because I'll be wearing clothes and shoes. So what? Just have to face it and move on. And that's what I'm going to do. The bigger part of me doesn't want to do it. The bigger part of me is going, do you know, Jane, you need a haircut. Why don't you make an appointment for Friday morning in town? Then you can't go to group. Or, do you know, Jane, why don't you do this? Do you know, Jane, why don't you... But I've told Joe now I'm going to group on Friday. I've made that commitment and he'll make sure I'm there. Whether he has to drag me there kicking and screaming, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's me. That's me being honest again. That's me telling you I'm struggling. I'm no different to anybody else. And just because we come on here, and yet at my biggest weight loss I had lost, what, 13, I don't know, 11 to 11, is 11, 12, 13 and a half stone at my biggest weight loss. You know, I'm now back to having lost just over 10 stone, I suppose. I don't know, can't do figures that quickly at this time in the morning. But it doesn't matter, because a lot of people never have that much weight to lose. A lot of people have more to lose. I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. But what I am saying is if you hear anything in what I say today about going back up and how gradually it happens, but all of a sudden it hits you like a monumental stone, just think, do you really want this? Because I don't think you do. I don't think the lady I watched who it had happened to really wanted it. It's life, isn't it? So it's no good being miserable about it. Face it, move on, own it. That's what I'm trying to do, I'm owning it. Yep, that's me done, I'm waffling now. So we'll be off for a walk. It's stopped raining. It was drizzling earlier, it's stopped now. And it must have stopped because most of the people on our close have been cutting their grass this morning. So it'd be great when we get out there, we can sneeze our way up the road. See, I'm waffling. I'm at a loss what to say. Joe's trying not to laugh at me behind the camera. I'm going before I say something really stupid. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.